Now, the killing of 9 people over the last few days in Kapedo adds to the tally that dates back over decades of clashes between neighboring communities. Tucked between Baringo and Turkana counties, the small sleepy town hits the headlines every year with cases of insecurity which follow the same pattern. Residents are left homeless, destitute, and having to pick up their lives before the cycle begins all over again. Leila Mohammed looks into the possible reasons why violence has become a constant feature in that town.
The latest flare-up of attacks inside Kapedo has brought panic among the residents of this rather sleepy town once more. News of the deaths of 9 people, including 4 security officials, isn't making the situation any better. The government has sought to alleviate their fears by sending in more boats on the ground to try and contain an issue that keeps recurring. Many in the community seek a permanent end to the bloodletting and a lasting peace that at the moment seems like a mirage. But while government puts up an assault to curtail bandits, many here say that in order to get lasting peace, the state needs to look into the history and correct the underlying issues, or else the past will always haunt them.
Can you bring all these killers? Because they know the killers, they come from those communities.
One of the many burning issues, according to the residents, is the exact location on the map where the small town lies. It is still a bone of contention if Kapedo is in Turkana or Baringo County.
Mpaka iko ya mzungu ambaye iliweka tangu ukoloni. So hata ukija na GPS unaweza kuset kutoka Kapedo upatikane, inaonyesha mpaka Maya.
Other opinions differ, as some have rejected the boundary dispute argument behind the Kapedo clashes and blamed them on increasing possession of illegal firearms, poverty and illiteracy.
Those people in Kapedo nurse pain and suffering for themselves. When they undergo merciful cold killing, nobody responds.
The disputed Kapedo border area is 18 kilometers in radius and contains valuable natural resources and minerals. Geothermal power generation is ongoing. A little-known fact about Kapedo is that it is home to lush green pastures, rich for grazing, as well as the land where water falls all year round. The perfect oasis in a rather tough region. In the last decade, neighboring communities have tried to conquer that territory, turning it into a battlefield. Besides the border disputes, a new frontier of contestation has emerged to fuel the conflict. The successful oil prospecting missions and a proposed geothermal power plant have increased the appetite of ownership from both sides. According to many in the region, literature written on the possible reasons for frequent attacks in the region emphasize on mainly ecological rather than cultural factors.
Tunatafuta suluhisho ya shida ambayo imekera eneo hili. Na tunatafuta suluhisho hii tukijua kuwa sehemu zingine zote za ujirani tumeweza kuanzisha mpango wa kutafuta amani na umefaulu kwa miaka mingi.
So I'm calling upon the IPC. Because us in Baringo, that Kapedo is in Baringo. And when you get to Turkana, Turkana are saying it is in Turkana. So we wish that the IPC should come on board.
Another school of thought notes that after undergoing a rite of passage, young boys turn into men, and thus the need to raid for herds of animals is another rite of passage into adulthood. While peace that seems elusive is being sought, many still believe that deep-rooted politics also affects how Kapedo remains ungovernable and wild. Leila Mohammed, NTV.